It's really blue and it's super too. It's the flagship RC drift chassis with high value. This is the Auper D6, a rear-wheel drive RC drift chassis designed and manufactured by 3Racing. Let me tell you everything about it. I'll be going over build quality, features, tunability, and even providing footage of it on track. So keep God first, and let's get into this video. All right, first impressions. This chassis is quite literally one of the most beautiful chassis I've ever seen. Full aluminum, full option, and just built to spec. So first impressions of the chassis, it's sharp, okay? Literally and figuratively. Look at that. Look at that point right there. That is really sharp. With crispy clean cuts, bright blue anodizing everywhere. All aluminum parts, and a front bumper that could puncture you a little better than protect you from a crash. It's no question, what you see here is a commendable product. With attention to detail and a focus on giving you enough quality that you could put it on a shelf and display it like a really shiny trophy you just won. But wait, it's still a drift car, so you can actually drive it, you know? The Auper D6 comes pre-assembled, so you don't necessarily have to put it together at all, but please make sure you go over all the nuts and bolts and all the screws to make sure that none of them are loose, because pre-assembled does not mean ready to run. It just means that the factory put it together, but they did not test it and drive it themselves. The last thing you want is titanium screws just flying all over the track when you drive this for the first time. That's not going to be pretty. Although this is. Did I mention that this chassis has titanium screws? Literally everywhere. All over this chassis is titanium screws. Now, let's go over some key features of the chassis. You do have an adjustable motor mount. This motor mount can be rotated both forward or backwards to move the motor more rearward or more forward on the chassis. This black piece right here in the center, you see it right here. This piece can be loosened and therefore shorten your wheelbase for different types of bodies, from 237 millimeters to 258 millimeters. This is a 64 pitch spur gear. This is not a 48 pitch, which means this is not like most rear-wheel drive drift chassis on the market. They have a 48 pitch spur gear. So that does make this one a little different. And I had to buy a 64P pinion gear. You have three variations of where the motor can be. The motor can be here, the motor can be here, or the motor can be down there. You can configure that through the different manuals of those specific configurations. This is also a belt drive. The Auper D6 will come in belt, gear, and bevel. Those three different versions are set to release at their own times, the belt being the first one to release. We cannot skip over the fact that it has a Monoshock front bulkhead. That is a beautiful centerpiece for a chassis. With adjustable KPI knuckles, you can just take these two screws loose and add spacers, and your KPI is now changed. The Auper D6 has some serious versatility, and it can be completely different from the stock configuration. Now, with all those features comes the question of tunability. Is it easy to tune? Is it hard to tune? Well, let me show you the box stock settings, and then you be the judge. But first, let's talk about some shortcomings. These three pieces are part of the stock battery holder. The battery holder is not great. The stock battery holder just does not work. And although I did manage to drive it by myself with the stock battery holder, it did not last long before I was getting frustrated. See, the stock battery holder, it looks great, right? It looks great, it feels great, but it does not hold a battery great. I've taken the time to design my own battery holder, and I've printed it out in white to kind of go with the theme of the chassis. And that's my way of mitigating the issue. So a battery goes in this just fine. You can see the little springs here along with a adjustment screw or adjustment collar. That came undone while I was driving. And then I picked my car up and, you know, this is hanging down there and the spring is just all over the place. So I have not found a way to mitigate that, but I will keep finding something, unless you know in the comments. Now, let's take a look at those box stock settings. Straight from the box, no adjustments. Just put oil in your dampers, make sure the chassis screws are tightened, and let's put it on the setup station. So I do have the car powered on and installed on my setup station. You and I are going to look at the numbers and then I'm going to go for a drive. The front camber is basically -5 degrees. You come over to the other side, is right at that -5 degrees again. Toe out. We have, yep, 3. As far as caster goes, there's not really much caster adjustment. There is a caster adjustment plate under here, but it does not give you that much adjustability. Let's see what our caster is at. Got it level. Let's put it up against and let's lean it. -6 degrees of caster. Now, what is the track width up front? I have a spacer between this plate and the actual rotor because the caliper pushes out and I need to get this flush. So this is a little wider than it normally is. So we have a total of 189 millimeters in the front, and then in the rear at about 185. So 4 millimeters wider in the front on the stock axles. Now in the rear, let's check the camber. About -2 degrees camber on the right. Yeah, about -2 degrees or -1.5 degrees on the left. You can look at the rear toe right there. 0 degrees and then 0 degrees. And then when you compress it, it moves ever so slightly. So probably get you to about -2 degrees of toe in. And that's going to do it for the alignment on the box stock setup. Now, what can I say about the Auper D6 so far? Well, 1, it's beautiful. 2, it's blue. And 3, you should get you one. Not simply because it's just an Auper D6 and it's cool, but because of the pound for pound value you get out of an RC drift chassis. Some people like to drive, some people like to put things on the shelf, while others go all out and build something truly amazing. And the Auper D6 should be in your arsenal because 3Racing gives you so much for such a low dollar amount. Sure, it's not the cheapest chassis on the market, but it's also not the most expensive. And with a full option version right out of the box, ready to go, you just add your electronics, you cannot mistake by getting an Auper D6. What makes it different? Well, it's all aluminum. It also is full option. Again, You also get a few things that aren't really on any other chassis. The axles are a different thread size. It's not an M3 and it's not an M4. It's somewhere in between. You also get different axles. The axles aren't like any other thing on the market. It's very proprietary to 3Racing. It's just different, okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either, because if you want to say that this chassis platform just works with everything that you already have, that's not the case here. But then there's everything else about it that makes it great. It being, again, fully titanium, screws already ready to go. It just working right out the box, being fully assembled. And of course, it comes with wheels, tires. You just need electronics. So I give it a thumbs up, but I won't give it a score just yet because there's still more tuning to personalize it to me. Here at the Ideal Auto Factory, nothing stays stock. Before I go, I just want to let you all know that you've been commenting and I've been paying attention. So let me share with you some of the questions you've asked and what I'll be answering in future videos. You just got a Sakura D6 Sport and you've been tuning it. What's the main difference between the Auper and the Sport? Is the Auper worth the extra money? How to tune the Monoshock? How to use the front knuckles to get better geometry? How easily tunable, upgradable is this platform? All those questions and more will be answered in future videos, so stay tuned. Consider subscribing because statistically speaking, about 75% of you, more than half of you are watching this and you're not subscribed simply because you just didn't click, okay? So there you go. You can click it or not. Either way is fine with me. I'm making more videos and you can catch them all with a notification if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, that's enough for that. Keep God first. I'll catch you on the next video.